Hi friends, in this video I am going to give you the most important chapters of the Indian Polity by M. Laxmikant for the UPSC Prelims examination. Guys, there are more than 90 chapters in this book, and obviously it is not possible for any aspirant to revise all the 90 chapters before the prelims exam. Guys, now we are entering the second phase of your preparation where you will start revision. So during the revision, which are those important chapters which can give you more marks in the prelims examination this year? I'm going to talk about that. Guys, one thing I have learned during my UPSC preparation, that during the UPSC preparation you have to focus on those subjects, those chapters within that subject, those themes within that chapter which are coming repeatedly. Guys, because you do not have the time to read everything. In UPSC prelims preparation, one thing which is the constraint is the time constraint. If you are running after each and everything, then you end up not covering everything. If you want to cover the syllabus before the prelims examination multiple times, then you have to do the smart study. That is, you have to focus on things which are important and you have to ignore things which are not important. Guys, let me tell you, I have cleared all the 6 prelims and I was able to score very high marks in the prelims examination. You can see some of my marks, and I was able to do this because of this smart strategy. Guys, there is something called 80-20 rule in management, which says that your 20% of the work decides your 80% of the outcome. Similarly, guys, in Indian polity book, there are the 20% chapters which are deciding 80% of the questions which are coming from Indian polity in the prelims examination. Which are these 20% chapters? I am going to show you using a scientific PYQ analysis. I am going to give you exact chapters which can help you to cover this book multiple times before the prelims examination. So let us begin, guys. So guys, what I have done is that I have done a weightage study, and when I did the PYQ analysis of last 25 years, I have understood that there are two units, unit 1 and unit 3, where multiple questions are coming every year. Unit 1, around 25% of the questions are coming from unit 1, and then around 30% of the questions are coming from unit 3. So these two units are the most important. Which are the chapters within these units? That also I am going to show you. But before that, let us first see which are the units which are very important. Okay. After that, guys, you can see these two units are very important. These two units are very important, guys, because these units are basically about what? Bodies, constitutional bodies and statutory bodies. Then even this unit is also very important, which is the local government and the the fifth and sixth schedule. So let us start, guys. So what I will do is that I will go to every unit and I will tell you which are the chapters which are very important. Okay, guys. So you can see part 1 of the this book, which is constitutional framework. Here every year you have one question from historical background, very important. And in historical background, this 1935 Act, 1919 Act, 1909 Act, these are very important. 1858 Act, okay, 1853 Act, 1833 Act, 1813 Act, okay, these are very important acts. Then guys, making of constitution, this is also very important chapter, very important chapter. Next, salient features of the constitution, this also is important. Next, preamble, very important. Then union territories, not that important. Citizenship, also not that important. Then fundamental rights, again very important. But guys, you need to understand that within fundamental rights also, you don't need to read entire chapter. There are some topics which they are asking multiple times, like article 21, article 14, article 32. Repeatedly they are asking these questions. Next, DPSP, again one question, and fundamental right, again one question. So adding these two, DPSP and fundamental right, every year you will have at least one question. Next, guys, amendment and basic structure, both are related, so at least one question from here. So you can see here, this unit 1 every year is giving you how many questions? Let me just show you guys. So this unit 1 is giving you one question from historical background, one question from making of constitution, one question from preamble, okay, then one question from fundamental rights, and one question either from the DPSP or from fundamental duty, and then one question from here. Okay, generally, okay, around 5 questions are coming from only part 1, and these chapters which I have told you are very, very important. If you want, then guys, let me tell you that I have done the 25 years of PYQ analysis theme based. You can join my PYQ mastery sessions to master the PYQs of last 25 years. Let us move to the unit 2, which is part 2. Part 2, systems of government. This is not that important. Okay, this is not that important. This is less priority. Very few questions have come from this. Less priority. I'm not saying that this is not at all important. This is important, but the number of questions which are coming from this section is relatively less. But you need to focus on what? Focus on emergency provisions. This is important, particularly the national emergency, because it is in news for last couple of years, and even the state emergency. Next guys, the federal aspect, okay, particularly the taxation and the revenue sharing. This has become very important these days. Every year they are asking something related to even the list, state list, union list. Okay, that's it. A lot of things are there in these chapters, but if you see the focus of UPSC is just picking some of the important points only, and you need not read each and everything in this in these unit. Okay, many like aspirants, what they do, they get drowned in this part 2. Part 2 is little tough, okay, compared to other parts. So even you see the questions are also very less. Okay, this is relatively less important, but as I told you, inside this you need to understand what are the themes which they are asking repeatedly. For example, state list, union list, they are asking repeatedly. Okay, even the national emergency and the state emergency, article 356, they are asking repeatedly. Okay, so coming to the next part, which is the most important part, is the part 3. This is the very, very important part, guys. So in this, president, vice president, then prime minister, then council of minister, then guys, parliament, the most important chapter. Every year at least 2 to 3 questions. Parliament. If one chapter in the entire Indian polity book, M. Laxmikant, if you have to say which chapter is the most important for the prelims examination, that will be the Indian Parliament chapter. Every year, guys, every year you have at least 2 to 3 questions coming from this parliament and parliamentary committees. Okay, so I'm just clubbing this parliament together. So you have at least 3 questions coming from parliament. Next, Supreme Court, again very important. One question comes from Supreme Court. Here generally the questions are either on the number of judges, appointment of judges, or the jurisdiction of the Supreme Court. Jurisdiction of Supreme Court is very important. Writ jurisdiction, appellate jurisdiction, advisory jurisdiction. Generally questions are coming around that only. Okay, then these things you can ignore. Judicial review, yes, this is important. Multiple times UPSC has asked question on judicial review. Judicial review you can club with the amendment and basic structure also. Okay, so this unit is very important. So every year either question on president or vice president or prime minister or council of minister, definitely out of these 4 chapters at least 2 questions every year. Then at least from parliament at least 2 to 3 questions every year. Okay, then guys, state government. State government again not that important, but within state government, if one chapter I say which is important, is the governor chapter. Very important. Multiple questions are coming on governor. Okay, High Court, Supreme Court. Okay, mostly questions are coming on Supreme Court. Okay, so not that important. Okay, Lok Adalats again, and favorite topic of UPSC, Lok Adalat. Okay, legal aid. So multiple times questions have come on Lok Adalat, but they are not very important. Like it's not like every year question will come from Lok Adalat. It is not like that. Within 2-3 years, with a gap of 2-3 years, again they ask. Okay, but if you say which is the most important chapter out of this chapter, it is only governor. Okay, let us move forward, guys. So guys, many people say, sir, how to practice these chapters, how to practice questions from these chapters. So guys, we have NCERT test and advanced test. We have NCERT test and advanced test. So I have framed two tests on Laxmikant book, two tests on Laxmikant book in our Laksh test series. So you can make use of this. You can make use of this. This is very, very useful. I have tried to cover all the important chapters very well, okay, as per the trend of the UPSC. You can make use of this, okay. This is my number. You can telegram me on this number, okay. Coming to the next unit, okay, next unit is local government. Again, this is a important unit, guys, local government, okay. But what happens is that UPSC asks questions from local government with a gap of 1 year, 2 year. If it has asked last year, then next year they will not ask. They will ask after 1 year. So these two units, now what they do, one they will ask this unit, next year they will ask this unit, okay. So both these units are important. One question, not more than one question comes every year, either from part 5, which is local government, or part 6, which is special areas, which is basically 5th schedule areas, 6th schedule areas. Like for example, last year they have asked question on Panchayati Raj and municipalities. So this year they will ask question on schedule areas or union territories. Very important. So this is like an alternate every year, one, either this or either this, okay. Next, this is the most important, sir, most important, constitutional bodies, VVIP, okay. But here also, guys, remember this, generally what they do, they try to club like many bodies and they say that which are these bodies, are these constitutional bodies, are the legal bodies, okay. Separately on bodies, they can ask question on election commission, this is important. They can ask question on UPSC, this is important. They can ask question on finance commission, this is important, okay. Separately they will ask only these bodies, okay, CAG, finance commission, UPSC, election commission. They have also asked question on attorney general also once, only once, okay. So these are some of the important chapters. Then the statutory bodies, guys, statutory bodies, you can see, okay, these are also important. Go through them. But again, generally questions are what? They will club these statutory bodies and they'll say which of them are constitutional bodies, which of them are statutory bodies. But what to focus? When you read this, what to focus? Focus on appointment, appointment process, eligibility. Okay, these two things you need to keep in mind. Particularly, guys, if you see Central Information Commission, important, it is very important. Human Rights Commission is very important. If I can pick one or two important chapters, okay, it is the Human Rights Commission, Information Commission, okay, this is very, very important. Lokpal Lokayukta, this is a new body, so this is also very important. Then NDMA is important, okay. Delimitation Commission, last year they have asked question on Delimitation Commission, okay. So these like these two units, okay, the constitutional bodies and the extra constitutional bodies or legal bodies, these are also very, very important, very, very important. But no need to go very deep. Again, I'm saying no need to go very deep. The chapters which I'm saying, only focus on those chapters like election commission, UPSC, finance commission, CAG, attorney general, only once they have asked question, okay. Others, what they will do, they will club, they'll try to club and they'll ask, okay. So similarly, statutory bodies are very, very important. This again not that important, but they may ask sometimes, but not that important, okay. Every year they're not asking. The point is every year they're not asking. Again, this is not that important. Again, this is important. One question is coming from political dynamics. Generally question will be either on election laws or question will be on political parties. Generally election laws or political parties. So you have multiple questions being asked in the last 4-5 years from this chapter. So this chapter is also very important, which is the political dynamics. Anti-defection law also, okay, questions have come on anti-defection law, so this chapter also you can include. So overall, guys, these are some of the important chapters. Let me just count it, okay, if I can count it, okay, how many chapters? So here we have 1, 2, 3 and 4. So out of these 4, anti-defection law very important, election laws are very important, even political parties you can consider. So 3 chapters here. Here, guys, as I told you, National Human Rights Commission, Lokpal Lokayukta, Central Information Commission, Delimitation Commission, okay. So 3 to 4 bodies, but all bodies you should know what is the nature of these bodies, Okay, just have a look at them. But these are the 4 5 bodies which are very important. Again here guys, Election Commission, UPSC, okay, Controller General, Auditor General, so here also 4 5. Okay, next, as I told you, one question alternative is coming from this. Okay, next guys, Governor chapter is important. Here guys, as I told you, okay, Supreme Court is important, Judicial Review is important, Parliament is the most important chapter, then President, Vice President, Prime Minister, Central Council of Minister, very very important. This is not that important here. Whatever they'll ask, they'll just ask simple questions, which is in union list, which is state list, and something related to the taxation and revenue between center and state. Basically, fiscal federalism is important. Fiscal federalism. Okay. Next, this unit I have already told you historical background, making of constitution, salient features, preamble, then fundamental rights, DPSP, fundamental duty. These questions are very simple. Okay, direct questions they are asking. Particularly DPSP, you need to remember each and every DPSP, fundamental duty, remember each and every fundamental duties. Even amendment and basic structure also questions are getting repeated. So guys, you can just count. Okay, out of 90 chapters, if I can say easily, out of 90 chapters, you don't need to read more than 20 chapters, 20 to 25 chapters maximum. Focus on these 20 to 25 chapters. Keep this in mind. When you prepare for the polity, keep this in mind. This is the distribution. So unit 1 and unit 3, the most rewarding unit, read multiple times. And the chapters which I have told you in unit 1 and unit 3, focus on them. Focus on them. These are most rewarding. Guys, please do consider liking this video. If you like this video, guys, we will be consistently coming out with videos helping you for the prelims examination. Every like and comment encourages us to make more videos. Thank you guys. Bye bye. Take care.